This is going to be the heart of my car audio install. This is the 610 DSP by B2 Audio. It's called the 610 DSP because it has 6 inputs and 10 outputs. And when running a device such as this, you must have proper wiring options. And in this video, that's what we're going to be discussing, wiring for this device plus all the other devices. If you want to utilize all of the inputs and outputs of this device, that is going to total 16 individual RCAs or 8 pairs to be specific. So not only do you want to get the proper number of RCA inputs and outputs, you want to make sure that you actually are getting a quality RCA wire. For this build, we're going to be using the RC166. This is by Recoil, and they come in a twisted pair. And if you guys can also see, this is OFC RCA cable. This is a 6-foot, 6-channel RCA bundle. And it all comes woven tightly together like this. This is very, very important for an install such as this because I actually want to keep things very, very nice looking when I build my amp rack for it. But aside from the aesthetics of the wiring, Recoil has done a really good job at quality. As you guys can see, these are twisted pairs. Very, very important when you're talking about running signal cables. By twisting the pairs like this, you minimize electromagnetic interference, or what is commonly known as EMI. And it also reduces radio frequency interference, what is commonly known as RFI in audio systems. It is a proven method to keep humming and buzzing from entering your devices such as this. A lot of systems are notorious for skimping out on wiring, and then they end up with interference or buzzing. And although some amplifiers have this internally handled, I don't know if the B2 Audio have that issue. And even though some amplifiers are able to mitigate this internally, I'm not so sure if the B2 Audio 12.4 is one of those amplifiers. But regardless if your amplifier has that capability or not, this simple solution will actually help you in that process, whether it has it or not. Another important wire is speaker wire. You must consider what type of wire you're going to be running from your amplifier to your speaker, because if you choose an inferior material for your wire, you're going to get signal loss, power loss, and it also may introduce a whole bunch of noise. And it may leave you thinking that it is something wrong with your amplifier or subwoofer. In my case, I decided to go with this 10-gauge oxygen-free copper ultra flex cable by New Concepts. This is a very premium cable, and I've been using these products for years. If you guys are interested in anything you see here in the video, just look in the descriptions below and I'll have a link for you there. Oxygen-free copper is pretty much the gold standard of wiring in car audio. It has a higher corrosion resistance value and better conductivity for the flow of electrons. You definitely want to use 100% OFC copper in your system. Which brings me to my next subject, which is terminals. How are you terminating your wires within your system? In this case, I'm actually using a treated copper terminal. This is copper, yet it looks silver or aluminum. And that's because it has a protective coating of another metal on top of it to make it even more corrosion resistance. This is a tanned copper lug. And this is what I've been using on my speaker terminals connecting to my subwoofers. And keep in mind that this copper lug is underneath looks exactly like these copper lugs. Protective coating, unprotected coating. Underneath, they're all 100% copper, and that's what you want. Anytime you can, get the tin one that's protected. But in this case, This is gonna be in a pretty much closed environment, so it won't be susceptible to too much moisture. But on the other hand, this one right here is gonna be on the side of the speaker box, and it's gonna be more so subjective to humidity in the environment. And if you notice that this is a much larger size than the other little guy, that's because this is a power wire lug. And next up, what we're gonna be talking about is selecting your power wire. Power wires come in all sizes. You can get them as small as 10 gauge, 8 gauge, 4 gauge, or in our case, 0 gauge. This is a marine grade cable sent over by today's sponsor, B2 Audio, USA. So once again, thanks to Big Jeff over at Big Jeff Audio and B2 Audio USA for hooking this channel up and sponsoring most of this build. This specific cable is actually by GP Audio. This is their 1-aught marine grade OFC copper wire. And if you guys look at the cross section of it, you can see that it has a very thick inner and outer jacket. This is premium OFC power wire made in America. When you're talking about running an amplifier that's capable of producing well over 8,000 watts of power, you definitely want to make certain that you don't have any drawbacks. This cable right here is very, very premium, very, very heavy, and is made right here in America supporting American families. So I would say if you guys are in the market for anything car audio, go check Big Jeff out. Man, he got all this type of stuff over there. But remember, it doesn't just stop there. You're running all this cable throughout your system, throughout your car, and you want to make certain that these wires are protected. Now, maybe you're not having access to a wire such as mine. Like I just showed you, my wire is actually double jacketed. But what if you didn't have this? And with me, even though I do have that, I still went out and purchased an item such as this. This is wire loom. To be more specific, this is a woven type of wire loom. It is made out of a nylon type of material. It's like a very hard plastic, but at the same time, it's very flexible. Like if you were to run wire through there, it expands. It doesn't look that wide or that big when you're looking at it like this because everything is compressed. But once you insert the wire in there, you can see that it actually expands quite a bit. I can probably get my thumb in there and it still feels a whole lot loose. So this thing can definitely fit this 1-aught cable that I have from GP Car Audio. And remember guys, this is a small price to pay for security in your system. Just think about how much vibrations that a vehicle go through just on a regular basis, not with a car audio installed like what we're doing here. This is gonna add a great amount of vibrations to the system. So you have your speaker wires running through your car and these cables running through your car. These things are carrying thousands of watts of power. You do not want them vibrating against metal, shorting out and causing fire. And like I've stated previous, you're already spending hundreds if not thousands of dollars on your system. This is a small price to pay for that added security. Remember, this community only grows through sharing our knowledge and experience with each other. So I want to know what you guys think about the wiring solutions that I have, and what is some of you guys' wiring stories and experiences? Let us know in the comment sections below and we'll talk about it. Thanks for visiting the channel to help you simplify car audio. It's the Budget Basshead and I'm out.